in the smoke where the angels drown. Black halo cracked, but I still wear the crown. Truth got buried beneath your lies. Now I walk through fire with vengeance in my eyes. Every prayer sounds hollow tonight. Every saint got blood on white. You built your empire on fear and blame. Now the devil himself won't speak your name. I hear the choir screaming in reverse. Heaven closed the gates, now feel the curse. I'm the devil's advocate, the voice inside your head, the shadow in the mirror, the whisper from the dead. I drag the truth into the light and watch your kingdom break. You made a monster out of me. Now feel the hell you make. Chains on my soul, but they forge me strong. Turn my scars into battle songs. Your judgment carved into my skin, but I learned how to love the violence within. Ashes fall like freezing rain. Mercy died in the sound of chains. You can run, but you can't escape the reckoning wearing my face. No savior coming, no final grace. Just broken gods and a world erased. If sin is power, then let me reign. I kissed the dark and became the flame. I'm the devil's advocate, the end you can't outrun, the last breath in the silence when the war is finally won. I tear the heavens from the sky and leave the stars to fade. You created this demon, now bow to what you made.
All right, welcome to A Crimes After Dark. Yeah, I'm discombobulated. I literally just got an email from the city of Moscow on a public records request asking me to pay up, bitch, if you want your records. Oh, hell yeah, we want these records. I will tell you all about it in a second as I get my panel on stage with me. Let's get Robin and 1-1 up here. How you guys doing?
Hello. Doing well.
Good.
Thanks for covering me when I forgot to hit play on the video because I was all over the other thing trying to make a payment.
I was watching. I know. I was watching. I was like, wait, because I have it up on my. I'm like, I don't see anything playing. What's going on?
And I'm sitting here going, I know if I hit the button, somebody else is going to hit
exactly.
it again,
That's what I was.
And
I
we're
know.
going to be like.
I know. I was hesitant to press it because I'm like, I'm gonna press it, and then someone else is gonna press it.
It's gonna be on and off and on and off. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to share with you guys brand new news that's coming out. But I suppose you have a monologue, don't you? You have a monologue.
Yes.
We have things to cover tonight. We got a lot of stuff to go on.
Of course.
Let's do the monologue first, and then I can continue to read through my email, and I'll tell you all about it.
All righty.
All right. So I don't have an echo tonight, so that'll be good. A bit distracting for me yesterday. So is it good to be alive in the den on a Tuesday night?
Oh yeah.
Jackson, Juliana, my beautiful wife, love you guys always. Here we go. Tonight we return to Moscow, Idaho. Back to the final hours of Kayla Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. And back to an investigation that continues to grow more complicated with every newly released interview. Tonight, we examine the December 1st, 2022 interview of Yesi Araujo, a University of Idaho student connected to the victim's wider circle of friends. Yesie explained that she had known Bethany Funk since they were placed in the same sorority recruitment group in 2021. Through Bethany and their mutual friends, Yesie became familiar with the residents of 1122 Kings Road and visited the house regularly, sometimes as often as twice a week. She described being closest to Xana, remembering her as outgoing, affectionate, and excited to greet the people she cared about. Yesie also knew Ethan through his relationship with Xana and said the night of November 12th was one of the first times she had a longer, more personal conversation with him. That connection matters. Yesie was not merely repeating distant campus rumors. She moved through the same social spaces. She knew members of the group, and she had been inside the King Road residence. And on the final night of Xana and Ethan's lives, she saw them together. According to Yesie, Xana and Ethan were talking, dancing, and appearing relaxed. Ethan seemed friendly and engaged. Xana appeared to be in good spirits. Yesie recalled no major argument, no visible confrontation, and no warning that something terrible was approaching. But later in the interview, the shadows begin to deepen. Yesie recounted what she said she heard from one of the surviving roommates after the murders. According to her account, the roommate described seeing a man inside the house wearing a black ski mask and making eye contact with him. Yesie also said the roommate appeared uncertain about what she had experienced, questioning whether it had truly happened or whether she had been too impaired or disoriented to understand it correctly. That uncertainty could matter. Was the earliest description a ski mask? Was it a partial face covering? How clearly was the person observed? And does that original account match the version later placed inside the probable cause affidavit? This does not mean the surviving roommate was dishonest. Trauma fractures memory. Fear distorts time. But when an eyewitness becomes part of the state's case, every version of that account must be examined. Yes, he also recalled hearing that Kaylee felt watched and unsafe inside the King Road house. She described a reported incident in which Kaylee believed a man had followed her inside a store and approached near her vehicle. She also spoke about the exposed nature of the residence, where portions of the living area could allegedly be seen from outside because of limited curtains or blinds. Was someone watching the house? Were surveillance cameras reviewed? Were possible stalkers identified and eliminated? Or did those concerns disappear once investigators focused on Brian Koberger? The interview also raised questions about the victim's social circle, prior romantic interests, people entering the house, and alleged drug activity during gatherings. Yes, she did not accuse anyone else of murder. Much of that information was based on what she had heard from others. Rumor is not proof, but each name, relationship, and reported incident represented a lead investigators had an obligation to examine. And now, as more interviews and documents are released, the defense may eventually attempt to combine these separate threads, not into one dramatic smoking gun, but into a mosaic of reasonable doubt. If Brian Koberger were ever granted a new trial, these records would not automatically become exculpatory evidence. They would need to meaningfully weaken the prosecution's case, contradict an important witness, support an alternative theory, or reveal information that should have been disclosed before he entered his guilty plea. But the potential significance cannot be ignored. A defense team could compare the surviving roommate's earliest account with later versions. It could examine reports that Kaylee feared a stalker. It could investigate alternative individuals and unresolved relationships. It could question whether every person identified in these interviews was properly located, questioned, and eliminated. And it could ask whether favorable information was buried inside the discovery, disclosed too late, or never adequately explained to Koberger before he pleaded guilty. The state may argue that none of this erases the evidence against him, and that may ultimately be true. But the purpose of a trial is to test the evidence, not protect it from difficult questions. Brian Kohlberger never received that trial. The witnesses were never cross-examined before a jury. The investigators were never forced to publicly reconcile every inconsistency. And the state's narrative was never subjected to the full pressure of the adversarial process. Now the interviews are emerging, the contradictions are being compared, and the questions buried with the abandoned trial are returning. Tonight, we are not declaring Brian Kohlberger innocent. We are not accusing anyone else. We are examining the record because justice demands more than a conviction. It demands that every lead be followed, every contradiction confronted, and every potentially favorable piece of evidence disclosed. The King Road house is gone. The plea was supposed to end the case, but the documents keep coming. The voices keep emerging. And with each newly released interview, another shadow falls across the official story. The den is open. Tonight on Crimes After Dark, we ask, how many pieces of potentially exculpatory evidence were sitting inside the discovery all along? And what could happen if Brian Kohlberger finally receives the trial that never came? And with that, live from New York, it's Tuesday night.
All righty. Well, here we are. Don't forget to unmute Robin because I see you're all muted over there, and maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, but anyways, thank you for the monologue. Thank you for the refresher, so we can get into the Yesie interview. So let me tell you about the email we just got from the city of Moscow, and I'm a little concerned because I thought that the original email went to Moscow Police Department, but maybe it did go to the city of Moscow. So should I be nervous that the response came from city of Moscow this time? And I had to log into a different system. I had to create a new account to even look at it. So it's like it's a different place. But you're gonna like this one because this is this is your baby right here.
Yeah.
So I sent a first of all, let me say this to the city of Moscow: we bust your balls a lot. This was a really, really promising step in the right direction. I'll tell you why. One, because they're not saying they're not going to give me what I asked for. And two, because they're not charging very much money at all. So I want to tell you what I asked for, and I want to tell you what they supposedly said they're going to provide and how much they're charging, so we can have full disclosure. It's not that bad. I'm actually surprised. So kudos to City of Moscow for doing this. Now listen, here's what I asked for. So first of all, I told them, initially, I sent in a request in May, and you never responded. A month later, I requested a response, and why you haven't, said anything for a month because you're supposed to do a response much timelier than that. I still, to this date, have not received any response. So it's been 2 months now, over 2 months now, and that's how I kind of started. And I said, I understand that you're in a similar legal battle with EWU and other things, and that you're overwhelmed, but what I have asked for, I don't believe, although when I read it, I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. What I asked for, I don't believe is overly broad, but if you disagree, let me know, or tell me why you're not responding to it. And they responded today with, we want $100 and half of it up front, so $50 to get started. We have your records, and they only want $100, and they wanted $50.
Wow.
So I paid $50 while we were on playing the sizzle. So we paid our down payment, and now I should get a final bill from them. The bill is going to include, just so you know, administrative support specialist, the city attorney, 3 paralegals or 3 charges for a paralegal's time, the department specialist, a captain, department specialist, and an administrative specialist, all billing over and over again. And it only came to $101.34, of which they just wanted half of it up front. So that's not bad, considering.
No,
No, it's
not at all.
Right?
I mean, it's a little. No, it's not, and it's a little annoying because I could tell you, because I mean I don't know what program they use over there, but with NYPD, the AVL, like it could take me literally, just depending on how many, let's say there's like 10 10 cops working and I want to know where their, where
Yeah.
their car was, who was assigned to what, it probably would take me maybe 10 minutes to get all that info.
You know
so
what-
I can
you know what's
put
funny?
So it doesn't take that long really to run. It's
You
like
know-
putting
you
in
know
a
what's-
date and
No, this is hilarious. You know what's funny about
Yeah.
that? The line item for being charged for the captain's time is 10 minutes. they literally said 10 minutes of a captain's
See?
time.
I
There you
rest my
go.
case.
Spot on. Spot
Uh-huh.
on, sir. So, real quick, what I asked for is, and it sounds lengthy, so I'll try to explain it to you as quickly. So, what I have asked for is for the period of November 12th, 2022 at 6 p.m. through November 13th, 2022 at 10 a.m. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for three things. One, the duty rosters, shift schedules, assignment sheets, and deployment records for any MPD officers that were assigned to Campus Division Patrol, Community Policing Patrol, Special Emphasis Patrols, or any patrols operating in the vicinity of King Road residents. So that was request one. Request two, dispatch and CAD records. Computer-aided CAD logs, including calls for service, officer-initiated activity, unit status history, or dispatch notes for units that were assigned to patrol or operating in the King Road residence during that time frame. And then the big one, the one thing, vehicle location and movement data, AVL GPS. All records reflecting patrol vehicle locations and movement, including but not limited to automatic vehicle location AVL data, GPS or telematics records, unit history logs showing location over time, and any system used to track patrol vehicle positions.
Wow.
And the interesting thing is they said, we've got your records and it's $100. Give us $50 now and we'll get them ready for you. And that's a deal.
Wow.
A deal.
Yeah, we'll take that every day and twice on Sunday.
Every day
Yeah.
and twice on Sunday. Sold. So cross your fingers that we get that response very soon. So they'll start processing it once
Wow.
they get their payment, which is they already got it. So hopefully we
Yeah.
will see that in a few days. So
There's so much
Yeah.
to do with that. If they give the full record,
right now
there's a lot.
they could come back with sorry, we've got no records of that. We've looked, we did our due diligence, we paid for all the time, and we found no records pertaining to your request. That could be what it is.
Yeah.
Amanda was asking if I asked for the drone footage. I have not asked for the drone footage. In fact, the drone footage, did they have drone footage of the King Road? They had drone footage of the Kopaka stuff, and we got that drone footage. But did they have drone footage that they for sure did on King Road?
Not
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
sure.
All right, so that was pretty exciting, right? Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
That is
Very
exciting.
exciting.
I mean, some of the stuff's already got.
yeah.
I think Lana already got some of the roster sheets, so she may have that. But I'm going to have my own copy now, so I don't have to rely on her copy. So I'll have my own copy of that. The dispatch logs, maybe that's already out there in the wind, but I don't know that anybody's asked for the AVL data. I haven't seen anybody come forward with the AVL data. So.
It's huge. It's a
Yeah.
huge thing because, and then what we have to do if we actually get it, then we have to map it. We have to put it
YouTube
to a
has,
map. Yeah, we got to map
YouTube
it,
has
and then
yeah, right. Yeah,
and then there's all
different.
different. Yeah, and there's all different things we need to do. Like we need to say, okay, this is when the Banfield stop was. Where were all the cars? Where was
So
everyone?
what's that going to look like? Is it going to just be a raw data field of numbers? And then
I'm
I
not
have to
sure how they're
plot it?
gonna. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure how they're gonna give it. Like,
Yeah.
so the program we have with NYPD, so it work. The one that we have, it works in 12-hour intervals. You can only do
Yeah.
it 12 hours at a time. And then what it'll do is, so you say like, I want to check this car and that car, and you hit the play button, and it'll show you where like on the map it has like a little
Yeah.
police car icon,
Okay.
and you see the car like moving around. Where
We
okay,
probably
at this
won't
time
get
it's
that here.
here.
Though, because
But-
we won't have the
but
system.
then
We'll just have the raw data.
right. So what
Yeah.
they'll do, but you could also do is you also can print the raw data, so it'll say at 12:01 and 20 seconds the AVL registered police car 2248 was traveling at 40 miles per hour. It should tell you the speed of the car. So if you see the speed of the car, if it says like 0.01, that means it's not moving. It's stopped. So
Wow. What is Julia Rose? I had over 7,000 recorded phone calls. They were $15 each just to make the phone call. The system had legally been challenged, and prices are much lower now. But 115,000 paid up front. So, maybe somebody has forced them to lower their prices. Which is why we got a reasonable price on this one.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because I was stunned. I was like, "Oh shit! If they're going to provide
That's awesome.
the AVL, that's going to be like
I'm dying to. I'm dying to see what they give in that.
But it sounds like there's going to be work. They're going to provide it to us in the raw format the rawest format.
That's fine.
It's a table of numbers.
But
there's ways around that.
But that's fine, and I know how to read the AVL. It's not hard.
Yeah.
And I know what it means. Like I said, the big thing is people get confused with. They say, "Oh, why does it say the car is going 0.05 miles?" It's the way it works. It never really registers completely zero unless the car. It should tell you whether the car is off or on as well. So this will also be interesting to see
if they're idling or
right. If a car is idling near 1122, like all that stuff. So.
Pretty cool. I can't wait to see it. I hate to get my hopes up because every time you get your hopes up, you're like, and here it is. It's a giant turd sandwich. Or here it is. It's all redacted. Like 40-minute interview and you get to hear about 30 seconds of it. So you could be excited for nothing, but we'll see. Mama D says, do you think Lee Robin and 1-1, do you think Brent Kopacka was involved in the Idaho fire murders? Man, what a loaded question. Because we get that question a lot, and when we talk about it, people just lose their ever-loving mind.
Yes.
They just flip out.
Yeah, I think there's a possibility. I hate, we really would like the evidence to rule him out, actually. Like, that's what, Lee and Robin went and checked his, we're really trying to rule him out. Yeah. But obviously in the process of doing that, we also, we have basically proved a connection of Brent being in Pennsylvania. So everyone's like, a lot of people for many, many times were saying, oh, that's bullshit. It's not true. It is true. Robin went, she checked the records and, someone reached out to Lee and it's there. He was there after he did his service. He co-signed, he was added to a lease. Yeah. So he was there. Now, does that mean that he knew Koberger? We don't know, but
somebody told me they had even better proof connecting Koberger and Kopacka, but they haven't shown it to me yet. So I don't want to repeat it over and over again until I have the receipts. But
right.
Somebody keeps telling me they've got even more proof putting the two of them together, and I'd like to see it. But the closest I can get is I can get them both in Pennsylvania at the same time. Yeah, which is pretty good. Anyways,
well, before you get into the interview, because I know we're going to get in and I know we're going to stop 1,000 times. I just wanted to say I did get to meet Queen on the Scene this past Saturday. We had a great time. I met Robin and Yesie, one of our moderators. It really was a fun time. We went to dinner. And we did a bunch of stuff in Hershey. It was lots of chocolate, lots of candy.
We had a great time. Got to make our own chocolate bars and all kinds of stuff. It was a great time. It was wonderful meeting Denarius and Jackson and Juliana, and they are so adorable. Oh my God. They're so cute. So it was a great time. We were together all day. We didn't get home until it was probably about 10 o'clock that night. So it was great. So it's always wonderful being able to actually meet in person. I mean, we've been friends online it's been a little over a year now. Yeah. It's been a little over a year now. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long now. Yeah, but to actually meet in person, now we just got to get the boss man out here, man. And
Well,
I went out to New York and met one. I didn't get to meet the whole family. I didn't get to meet you, but
right.
I've been out to the East Coast for the first time. Well, first time since a child. I may have been to New York when I was a child and I didn't know it, but that was the first time I ever remembered ever being in New York. So that was cool. But yeah, I got to come out to Pennsylvania too. I mean, there's a lot of history all over the East Coast. I need to go out there and do a little history tour too.
Well, we could always book that trip to England and
there
right?
you go. Go see that farm.
Okay. So one more thing before I forget. Oh my gosh, I got the yawns tonight. Thank you for that. One more thing I want to point out. Tonight-ish, tomorrow morning, Netflix drops a new documentary on the Idaho 4 case. And we have reasons to believe it may contain potentially something supporting Kohberger's innocence or question, only because of the following two reasons. Christopher Wickham indicated that several things were going to happen prior to post-conviction relief options running out for Kohberger, and one of them was going to be a couple of whistleblowers, which I think we now have seen come forward. I think Turvey would qualify as a whistleblower, and maybe Syray was considered one of them, or maybe the other forensics guy. Anyways, whatever the case may be, that maybe we've seen the two whistleblowers. But one of the things that was mentioned was the Netflix documentary. And I thought, well, how the hell, when has any documentary been anything other than a hit piece? Well, maybe this one won't, because we're also being told that it was a director or a producer of it is known for showing both sides of a story.
Yeah, it's Derlinger who I didn't even realize that it was, I hadn't looked into it. I knew that the documentary was coming out. He's actually the one that worked on the Cecil Hotel.
Cecil Hotel, yeah. And I watched that one.
Yeah. So his big thing is he likes to talk about cases that like he feels that there's a big like social injustice, or there's a big like some kind of outcry or some kind of injustice. So that's what his claim to fame is. So he doesn't just cover any like random case. Although
it's
not saying
to a certain level of interest.
Every case is important, obviously, and that's one of the problems and issues we have on our channel here, because all these different murders and different things are important. All the victims are important, not just Idaho 4, but
So let me try to explain what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to do a watch party on our Discord channel. I'm going to watch it tomorrow and try to broadcast that while we're talking about it on my Discord channel. So we need to make sure the Discord link's out there for people who don't have the Discord link. And we're going to plan on doing that at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time?
Yeah.
Or Pacific? Yeah. So I'm going to get up at 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to watch that. And we're going to try to do a live watch party for those who are interested. It may be a small group. Not a lot of people know about the Discord thing or how to get there. So it may be discombobulated. We normally don't do things like that, but I'm going to watch it. One's going to watch it. Robin's going to watch it, so that night, tomorrow night, we will come prepared to talk about the new documentary and what it did or didn't do, and whether there was any surprises or whether it was just another hit piece and all this like that. So haven't spent time watching the AMC or whatever, or the new Amazon Prime one, which I believe everybody's saying is just another hit piece. Like we need 40 million hit pieces to tell us why they got it right. Why does it feel the need to keep repeating the same thing over and over again? This is why we got it right. We got it. We got your point.
There's so many like quick like easy facts that they just not even about like a conspiracy or like a theory. Like they have all these different people talking, like, reporters and whatever, and like just one of the things right away in episode 1, the reporter was talking about how Maddie was found in Kaylee's bed. I'm like, what? Like simple facts. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. All right, so let's try to get. We're gonna do the Yesi. How do you pronounce the last name?
Araujo.
Araujo, and she again is somebody that was interviewed shortly after the crimes, right? And
December
she had spoken
1st.
to
Yeah, December 1st, I believe.
December 1st. So it's pretty close. And from what I understand, I haven't watched it, but you tell me you have watched it, and you said there's some real talking points here. So we're gonna get in on it as a group. We'll feel free to break in when you feel necessary. This hopefully will be sharing the sound. There's nothing to watch; it's audio only. So we got this big, huge real estate for. Well, actually, we could probably, since there's nothing to watch, we could probably do a different view. What? Let's do this view. There you go. No, that really helped a lot. Yeah, that helped a lot. We could do this view where you just hear it and nobody will see what the status is. But I feel like if you want to see how far along we are in the video and how much we suck at it, you need this. You can see the status.
How much we suck.
That's it. Yeah.
Let me know if you can hear this when I play this. Well, I got to click on this over here.
December 1st, 2022. Called to
Yeah.
It's 18:05 hours. Hi, this is Cody.
Hi, you just called me, I believe.
Hi, did I pronounce your name?
So you gotta stop right there, which is like that.
We made
already.
We made it 22 seconds.
Right there. Right there is already weird. Like, what do you mean? You just called me? Like,
yeah.
Like, did they already do an interview? And it's like, oh, I didn't record it, so now I got to do it again. Like,
I presume they called her and she didn't answer, and then she returned the phone number that was
it's possible.
And like, hey, did you just call me? That's what I got. I got the impression she was calling back and be like, hey, did you just call me?
I always think the worst. I don't trust it.
I get it. Well, at this point, I think we kind of deserve to think the worst, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
Okay, all right. So, hey, I also have my partner here. His name's Matt Heinley. And actually, he'll probably be talking with you most of the time. But basically, we have quite a bit of information on the tip that you left typed out here, but we just kind of wanted to talk with you in person and maybe fill in some of the details that whoever took the actual or actually typed this up, you know what I mean? Make sure we're not missing anything.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's with that feed? Is that all through this video?
Just it gets better. A little part of it is.
Okay,
And he also loved too. You love how he said, "Oh, we got your tip and we wanted to talk to you in person and make because it seems like you have some important stuff." So so we're not going to talk to you in person. We're just going to do it over the phone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's interesting that he talks about whoever typed this for you or whatever. So does he not assume that she typed? I guess she must have given a tip over a tip line and then somebody typed it up. Okay,
she did. She called the tip line. Yeah.
So, Matt, if you want to.
Okay, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, my name is Matt, like you said. Basically, what we wanted to do was kind of go over some of the stuff that you left in your tip. Can I first get some information from you, though? Is this your cell phone?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and how do you spell your full name?
And it's redacted.
Okay. And then, are you living in on campus or off campus when you're at school?
Like, why the fuck does that need to be redacted?
I know.
Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, it says here that you're friends with and okay, how do you know them?
With her and I were in the same rush group when we were like coming into Moscow, and then we were really close ever since. And then I've always known her through which is one of our other really good friends. And then they started living with each other, and I would just go over quite a bit. And
it's so frustrating. We can't even figure out who she's friends with or who the friends are. Do we know? Were they asking? I mean, did they make it clear in the interview who they're talking about? Or?
I think she's. Anytime they mention Dylan or Bethany, it's redacted.
Right, and I think
so. It's something with Dylan.
Started out,
It's something with Dylan or Bethany.
I just hate that we have to. I hate
Bethany.
that we.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
and I hate that we have to guess because that's the thing that bugs me. Because if I'm wrong, then I look like I'm just
Right.
pulling shit out of my ass. Like I hate that I don't know. But
Right.
Apparently, it's
Right.
Bethany.
I believe it's.
we're gonna go with the assumption at the moment that we're talking about Beth.
That's how me and got a lot more closer this year.
Okay, so when you say rush group, is that for?
Rush group is just like formal recruitment, like choosing what house you're going to be in, like that whole
Okay.
process.
Gotcha. Well,
I want to be in House Hufflepuff. Can I be in that one? Or Slytherin. Maybe I'm a Slytherin kind of guy.
Well, yeah, you would
What
probably
house will
fit
you
well
be
in Slytherin.
I want the hat on my head and something. Oh, he feels like a Slytherin. All right, let's do this.
pretty ignorant to some of that, so I'm probably gonna have a lot of questions about that.
Okay.
Just to pre-warn you, okay? Okay, so you were in the same group, and I'm taking some notes here, so forgive me. You gotta have a little bit of patience.
No, you're fine.
All right, so I'm trying to write as fast as you talk. So nobody in the same rush group. You're deciding, which house you're going to go to, and then how did you come in on that?
After.
Just to clarify, I'm not a super Greek person. I'm not even a remote Greek person, but I don't think they're picking what houses they're going to be in. It's more like the houses pick which recruits they want to bring in.
Right.
So I think he did say he doesn't know anything about Greek life, but they're not rushing to try to decide what house they want to be in. It's
right.
More like the
No, absolutely. You're right. Yeah.
The
You may like they
rushing,
might be right. They might be interested, but they decide. Right.
Yeah.
It was probably a couple of months after they joined, and I just would see quite a bit. And then once they moved into the same apartment with.
Now, see, this is what I should have done. This is why part of what I don't like. So apparently the report itself isn't redacted, which means we could know for sure if it's Bethany, right? Or at least in the report at the minimum it'll have B, then blanked out, F, blanked out, and we'll know it's Bethany Funk, right?
It's definitely Bethany. It's
I should
definitely
have
Bethany.
looked at the report, but yeah. All right, let's keep going.
All of them. That's when I saw a lot more and
So
considered her a friend.
Did you meet?
Yeah, pretty much. And
by J, you mean J?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. Do you happen to have J's phone number by any chance?
Yeah, I do. Do you want it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Real quick, by the way, since this isn't a report, could Amanda, our document queen, possibly throw the report in the Teams chat for me so I can pull it up on screen and I can verify some names on here if you have it?
Yeah, then maybe you could maybe pull show the report.
Oh yeah, we could
play the audio
because
we can't see anything anyway from the audio.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting
Also,
to compare the reports anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to the memorial on Friday, so I don't think you'll be able to contact her till Saturday if you guys need to speak to her.
That's fine. Yeah.
Awesome.
So Amanda said she's getting it now. If you want,
I know.
If you want applause for
Okay, and then real quick, can I grab your?
Well, I figure when she gets it, we'll just put it. I mean, we got an hour and 10 more minutes. We're never gonna make it through this thing.
Date of birth too. Your date of birth. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so same rush group as meet through and basically, and then so ever since then, you guys have kind of been friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long total you think have you known? Like if you had to just put a
It sounds like he's saying and. So he sounds like he's saying Bethany and Dylan, and maybe we'd know if we had the report up, but I don't want to pressure Amanda. I know she's working on it. But it does sound like he's saying and. Anyways.
And what kind of shitty cell service is like?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what that sound sounds like his cell phone is too close to another electronic device that's causing
Yeah, he's getting interference. Yeah, definitely.
Since like of last year.
Okay.
Or 2 years ago. So 21.
So 21.
Yeah, probably around there.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let's talk about some of the information that you had of that night. And we can go over some of the stuff that you gave as a tip, but I'd rather you just recall it from your own memory. And if I have a question, I'll ask you about it.
All right, let's see.
Got it.
Looks like we got it. Let's see. Stand by. All right, let me do this. If I go here and I go there, and if I go here, oh, by the way, let me do something real quick for you. Remove and stop screen share, entire screen with sound. This might work. I was going to show you something real quick. So right now I've made the audio just be over here, but on the screen right here, by the way, is the City of Moscow response to my stuff for people who want to know what it looks like when you file a public records request, because I like to educate people. Mm-hmm. This is their system. So here's my request number. Here it's open. They received it on July 15th via my web portal access. Here's information about me and my company. Here's my original email to them. Here's their response and the invoice number. Here's all their charges that they're charging us for. So anyways, for those who want to just see what it looks like to go through their web portals with that's how it looks. All right, so what we can do though is put this behind this and blow this up as big as we can get it. Let's take a moment to go through this report so that we can. So Matthew Heinley, that's who's on the phone.
Yes, December 1st.
December 1st, so that's good. Individual redacted name, but we believe it's Yesie, right? However he should pronounce her last name. Yeah. Acquaintance of all of these freaking people. Nice. What I'm looking for at the moment live is just to see if we can get any of those BFs or whatever. So there's just a bunch of there's not even first initials here. So this may not be terribly help, but while at the such and such hung out with blank and blank, and then they list the actual victims. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's not even first and last initials on this one that I can see yet. So I don't know how handy this is going to be. I can try to put it up on screen while we're playing it, but I don't know if I could follow along on where we're at. Maybe I'll try as we're playing the audio to find out where we're at in the report and bring it along.
Okay, so we start from like the very beginning or whenever I see them.
So I would just say, can you give me the 24 hours? Give me all of your Saturday, like what you had going on, and then we'll work up all the way through Saturday. Saturday night the 12th turns into Sunday, and then what you guys did Sunday.
You do have audio, right?
Just give me.
Yeah,
we hear it.
24 hours before and after.
Okay, so I looked up at, which is known as, they were doing a barbecue type thing at their house. So I went home, changed, and then I went back to, and they started their dinner thing. I want to say around 1, and then I hung out there pretty much all day. And then
so I got to write it down as you talk to. So so you on the 12th you woke up, you said you went to it was like a So, and then is that right or okay? And you guys call it.
Awesome.
Oh, that's okay. So it's like a slang term.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So you went to for a barbecue around 1.
Yes. I think it was 1. And then I was with
Awesome.
kind of like our main friend group. At first, we were just kind of like sitting there eating, and then they decided to leave to tailgate a little bit, but I had went to the actual game.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I want to nail down who you were with there on that. So you were with.
Yeah, I was with.
Oh,
You
wow.
know,
There's names
last-
you probably know, but we don't get to know. But they're close enough that you can kind of start to guess who she's with, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't like
Well, there's
this
so
little
many-
pop that keeps happening.
And there's so many people that have the same name as well.
I know.
It's like
Good thing there's only one Jack and one John and one.
Right, right.
And then I was kind of so we were just there hanging out.
Do you
We
have
went to
her
the
phone number by
tailgate.
any chance?
I do actually.
I'll take that too, please. And by J, this is still J.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Jenna Jameson. Just kidding. No, probably not Jenna Jameson. Very nice. Very nice.
I live.
It's
for
kind of-
Redactions.
It's kind of cool having the report up next to the audio so you can see how they translated the conversation versus what you actually hear.
Mhm.
This is not a bad idea, right? Because then you'll be like, wait a minute, how did that not get into the report? Or how come
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so J. Who else?
They're one of their friends. I don't know her very well though, but they're good friends with her. And then our guy friend.
And do you know his last name? And then do you have his phone number by any chance?
I don't think I do actually. I can check.
I mean,
Appreciate that. Thank
here
you.
you see there's a lot of names and phone numbers here. So maybe
Yeah.
all of this shit is just covering this point right here.
Yeah, I don't have to.
Okay. Does he know them too?
Yeah, they're like best friends. Like we're all really good friends with him.
Okay. And then I think there was one other name you said.
Yeah, that's
Okay, same last name.
yeah.
And then do you happen to have his number by any chance?
No, I don't.
Okay, no big deal. Okay, so you're at the. Oh wait, hold on a second. You didn't know who Liz was. You just knew her as.
Like I know her, but I don't like know her. Like I'm not like really good friends with
What's
her.
her last name?
I can actually get it.
I'm trying to make this as big as I can on screen. There we go. It's getting pretty close. Wow, if this is all point A of this thing, this is taking time.
Because he wants the phone number from every person.
And I appreciate you looking all that stuff up.
Oh, this is painful. Painful.
Okay, can you just spell it all out for me again? Her
Oh, God.
first name is.
This will take a half hour. Please spell it out. And we wait. At least you have a stogie. You can just take some time, relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, Davey. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Davey.
Okay, so again, sorry, we're gonna interrupt you a bunch and have to backtrack and stuff. So don't get annoyed. So you guys are at the barbecue. About how long you guys spend there at the barbecue? You think?
Quite a while, because the game I believe was at 3 or 4. I'd have to like really think and like look back, but I believe it was like 3 or 4.
Okay, so the game was.
No, it was. Let me see. Okay, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't have like any pictures either.
It's all good. I'm just trying to approximate stuff anyway. Okay, so you think the game started around 3 or do you think later? 5?
I think it was 3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay. Now they went to tailgate. Is that what you said?
I think they went only for a while and then went back to. But I'm not sure because I kind of did my own thing with.
Okay, well, since you don't know what they did. What did you do from there?
I went to the game and then we were only there till like halftime, and then we left back to.
Okay, so who did you go to the game with?
I went with and.
All right, hold on. One name at a time. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay.
What was the first one?
Awesome.
No, that's okay.
Do you have his phone number?
I do actually. Let me grab it.
By the way, thanks, Amanda, for getting this document for. I didn't pause. I just waited for redaction, so that shouldn't take long. But thanks, Amanda, for grabbing this. If I didn't say so already, it's amazing.
Okay. So then who?
And I don't have his phone number. Yeah. And then I was also with. Yeah.
And then do you have a phone number there?
I don't know.
Okay. How do you know those guys? Just school stuff or what?
Yeah, they're just freshmen, and then just like Mike, so I hang out with them a lot.
What's it?
It's just like kind of like you like mentor them, and they like look up to you, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like okay, like a
big and little
program. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. All right. So you go to the game. You're there till about halftime.
Yeah, and then we leave and go back to, and we're there till about like 8:30 because one of my at an out of house. So we went back to so I could change, and then we all went there together.
Excuse me.
No, you're right.
I'm probably gonna have one more. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay. Okay. At the game till about halftime, you leave, and then you go back. So you went back to
for like a few hours till about 8:30.
Okay. Okay. Till
Thank you.
about... Okay. And then were you with Tyler and still at
I was with, so I was with, but stayed at, and another one of our good friends came with us so I could change.
Okay, so when you left, that's when you said stayed there?
Yeah, stayed at, and then came with me to Yesie.
Okay. Left.
Thanks for the gifts, by the way.
With. And then you said, what's last name?
Ugh. Brutal. I'm still excited about getting the public records from the city of Moscow, though.
Do you have his phone number?
I don't know.
Okay. So you went to D to change, and then go to a.
Yes.
How does she spell it? Like,
Oh God, if they had to spell it. This
Here
would
we
take
go
a-
again.
do you have her phone number?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it was like it was like that's not her house. It's like our older members who live out of house, if that makes sense.
Do you know what that address is?
Not like the exact address, but I know that it's on it's on.
We can't even know what street it's on. Not only is it so secretive that we can't know the house number, we don't even get to know what street it's on. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
So it's out of house?
Yeah, it's a out of house. They like room with two. I believe, yeah.
Okay. All right. So how long were you at the birthday party, you think?
I left with at around 11/11:30. And we went to
So you left around 11:30, is that what you said?
yeah, I would say around 11:30.
And you went to, what was it again? Okay.
Thanks for becoming a member, Squishy Bomb.
And then
Love
from,
your name.
tell me what happened.
I met up with, and we went into like apartment, like the way their houses, they have like apartments.
Okay.
And then I saw Xana and Ethan there. We were just hanging out, talking for quite a while, and then me and went to the lodge, which is their like party room with them. Like Ethan and Xana, we went with them into there, and we kind of just like danced and did whatever. And then me and left at 1:30ish, or no, yeah, like 1:30, and we went to one of my really good friends, her out of house, like she lives in a house on Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Is that,
Yeah.
so is that,
Yeah.
so is Kay a female or a male?
She's a female.
Okay.
She's a, that's that, so you need to know that at all. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a note of that. Okay. So you guys get there around, you're thinking 1:30ish?
Yeah, like 1:30, and then Beth was like literally there for like 10 minutes, and
Okay.
she was like really tired and not feeling it, so she went home and she walked by herself.
So she walked from
Sigma Chi?
the Taylor
House
Okay.
to her
Taylor.
apartment.
Okay. And then could you describe the state? Like, was she sober?
Yeah, she was pretty sober. We were all like, we kind of just like mentioned how, like none of us could get like drunk that night. Like we just weren't really feeling it.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
And let me preface real quick. So just so you're aware, Cody and I, we are not out to get anybody, and we are not out to like dig dirt and punish for honesty. Honestly, if you're underage drinking, we do not care at all.
Okay.
We are not worried about any of that. That is very insignificant.
Or drug use, stuff like that.
We don't care. All we're trying to do is find out exactly what happened in that timeline. So do not feel that I understand, we're the cops and you probably don't want to share a ton of stuff, and that's fine. But what we're trying to do is so much bigger than MIP or a drug charge or anything like that.
Right.
Our plans are to not, criminalize honesty at this point. Okay. So please feel free to tell us exactly. So, and I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying, don't feel like you have to cover for people. Some of the stuff we're already going to know. Just be as honest, be as brutally honest as you can. Okay. So, so again, how was date?
She wasn't she might have been like tipsy, but she wasn't like bad at all. Or
okay, so not stumbling, not slurring, not
no,
couldn't take care of herself, walking home was a bad idea, anything like that.
Yeah, no, she was completely fine.
Okay, and how was your mental state? Were you
I was very, very sober until I got to Kansas. And that's like where she had or after she had left is when I started drinking.
Okay, yeah, no problem. All right. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I just want to make sure. So she's pretty sober, walks home, and then what?
I stayed at till about 3:30. And
real quick, who all was there with you at?
So it was me, his friend, one of our really good friends. They were all there already, and like.
What's last name? Do you have her phone number?
Let's take a moment.
But she was
to ask a police officer on stage with us. So people have commented before. Why do the police officers keep telling them we don't care about drugs and illegal activity? Well, I think because they're covering our homicide. And the last thing they want is people hiding an underage drinking thing and getting in the way of facts that are important for a homicide. So the statement isn't. I think the state, and I guess what I'm asking you as a police officer would it be common for them to say,
sure,
you're not going to get in trouble for drinking or drugs at this point? That's not what we're looking for.
They just want the narrative. They want they're trying, like he said, that he's being truthful there. They're trying to build a timeline. They're trying to figure out, who is involved, who was at the party, when did people leave, like I believe she's describing Dylan there, said that she wasn't, at least at the point that she left, she said she wasn't really feeling it. So that doesn't mean that Dylan never had anything to drink, but at the point that the interaction that she had with her, she really hadn't really been into the party or which
Well,
is
and
interesting.
this is the problem that I have. I can't do that. Like I can't say this is Dylan or Bethany they're
I
talking
know.
about because it's too redacted and the initials aren't there. So that's the problem I have. Like maybe everybody
Yeah.
knows it's Dylan they're talking about, but I cannot, being my devil's advocates kind of guy, I can't say I know definitively who she's even talking about. So yes, you're right. If it's for sure
Yeah.
Dylan and Bethany she's talking about that didn't drink that night, it's a big deal. But
Well,
how do we know
didn't
that it's
drink,
not in the
right.
report and not here either?
Yeah.
I don't know who they're talking about. But it lines up with other interviews. So that's the problem. I don't have the receipts on screen so that I can feel confident that I know for sure we're talking about Dylan.
I remember that this girl, I remember this is also, she called the tip line too. So the police didn't like randomly like at her. She actually called the tip. They're calling her back in reference to her tip. So
yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Very, very drunk.
That's okay.
I don't think she will remember things. Oh, yes, sir.
I mean, and look, not to beat the dead horse, but this could be critical, right? If this female thinks that her friends are going to get in trouble if they're underage and they're drinking, then she might, oh no, they weren't drinking at all. So the question is she saying they weren't drinking and they were completely sober because they were in fact completely sober, or is she saying that because she's afraid the cops are going to bust her friends for underage drinking? So you can't say definitively if she's saying, oh yeah, nobody was drinking. We don't do that kind of shit. We're not those kind of kids. We're good kids. Like how much can you rely on it?
Yeah.
That's why they're trying to tell her you're not going to get in trouble if they were drinking. They're trying to get to say, tell me the truth, not tell me what we need to hear because you think your friends are going to get in trouble. But yeah.
Right.
Okay, we're still playing again, by the way. This is just apparently redacted.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so Jim was there?
Uh-huh. One of my really good friends was there.
And how do you spell that? Do you have his phone number?
I don't know.
Okay. So I'm assuming you, anybody else?
Yeah, which is like, let me look how he spells it.
This interview was, I think, December 1st, I think they said.
What's his phone number?
I don't have his phone number.
Okay. Any other names?
But he's a really good friend. He's been like a family friend of ours for a really long time. Anyways.
But you don't have his number?
I don't know.
Okay. Any other names sticking out to you that were there?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yes. Her roommate showed up, because closes their, like, parties, usually on the weekends at a specific time. So she showed up. I can get, like, a timestamp of when I think she got there, but, her name's, I don't have a phone number, and she also lives there, so it's, yeah.
And then
So I think she showed up around like 2:30. Yeah.
okay, got it.
And then they also have a roommate, but I don't know her very well.
Was she there?
No, I didn't see her. I never see her when I'm there.
Okay, just kind of keeps to herself.
I think she's with her boyfriend a lot.
Got it. Okay. Okay, now that we know who you're there with, kind of describe Already walked home. Now pick up where you left off.
Okay, so we just kind of played drinking games, and then we were all just chilling. It wasn't like a party; it was like more like a kickback.
Sure.
And then at around 3:30, me and Jim walked home, but Jim was gonna spend the night. And then she ended up not. She just said like she just didn't want to, which is kind of that's very much like she'll say like, oh yeah, like I'll spend the night, or yeah, let's hang out, and then she's always just like, oh, I don't really want to. So that's just like very her. There's anything like weird or anything.
Sure. So you guys walked home.
What was that?
You guys walked home.
Yeah. So we dropped her off. Me and Alex dropped her off at 5, and like the way the like set up, like lives like down the alley from me, so it's a very like easy like 30-second walk from my house to hers.
Let me ask you this: when you guys walked home, did you have to walk by the house?
No, we walk. I don't know what road it is, but it's like kind of where. I don't even know what road it's on, but
that's okay. I was
like,
just wanting to see the direction you guys are walking. Okay, so you never walked by the house when you left?
No.
Okay. Other than not walking by the house, is there anything that during your guys' walk home that stuck out to you as odd?
No.
Kind of.
I was also, so I wasn't very aware of my surroundings that much.
Sure, I got you. Okay, but nothing that like you guys talked about, like, man, that was weird, or I think that person's following us, or that's out of place. Nothing like that.
No.
Okay. All right. So you guys walk home. What time do you think you guys got home, actually?
I want to say it's close to 3:30.
Okay, and this is after you dropped off, right?
Oh yeah. So then me and Alex went to DC, and we like chilled out there for maybe like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then we went. Sorry, I'm on the phone, Kurt.
Okay. So you drop off. You and I stay together.
Yeah. So went home. We went to D, and then we went back to, and just went to bed.
Okay. But you live at D, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Now, so we've got.
Did you want to comment on the question, woman?
Yeah. So the real, like, as quick of an answer as I can give. That we've gone through this a few times. No, it's not. It's not normal. Bethany. So right away, the weird thing. I mean, on scene, obviously the police. They don't have all. They're not reviewing like the body camera videos and all that stuff, whatever. So the weird thing from the start, just like looking at it, Bethany says she was there all night, right? And it's from her phone, right? That calls 911, but it seems like she's not even there. She's like across the street, right? When we see the officer first appear. Bethany, so like I've stated before, Hunter, Bethany, and Dylan all should have been brought immediately, like separated and brought down to the station. Absolutely. You don't know, just because someone is, acting upset or you don't know who is the perpetrator, who isn't. It's a little odd that all these people would be murdered in the house, and two witnesses are left alive. Like it's a strong. That's an oddity right away. That's like a red flag. Like there could be many reasons, right? Something spooked someone. like the info we have, obviously, right? We whether BK's involved or not involved, it appears that this was done by at least 2 people, probably more. So if you have a group or whatever that's involved in doing this, there's probably there's probably a person, 1 or 2 people who are lookouts somewhere, whether hiding in a car or somewhere they're some kind of lookouts. So yeah, they would be brought down to the station and spoken to there. You wouldn't necessarily badger them, but you don't need people putting in like hearsay and putting in what someone else saw. Oh yeah, that I think I saw this and I saw that. You want to hear exactly what they experienced firsthand. So they should be separated, and that's one of the big issues. Right away when you see the officers on scene, all these people huddled outside together, and then Jack Decor sitting in the car. I understand it was cold, but it was that whole part right there was not done improper. It should have been done much better. Plus, like you don't want to again, like you don't know who's a perpetrator, who's just a witness, who's a victim. You like force people to stay out in the cold. They should have, once the house was cleared, which they didn't even do a great job at that. Once you have a house, once you know you have a homicide, it's obvious that there was a homicide. You don't, every door, every nook and cranny have to be exact. You could have there could be another person. Maybe someone needs aid. Maybe there's a perpetrator still there. You don't know. You wouldn't leave a locked door. You don't need a warrant or anything like that. Would be exigent circumstances. But that whole thing that they did there was done improper. So
yeah. All right, let's get at it.
Through that night, right? Did you guys do anything Sunday morning? I know it's already Sunday morning technically, but what we would consider, the next morning, right, after waking up.
Yeah. So I woke up.
What time?
I went home. Oh, I probably woke up around 11. No. Yeah, maybe like maybe close to 10:30 is usually when we wake up. And then I went back to Yesie to shower, and then me and like my really good friend we went to and like with his. We went back to, and then we were there for about like 20 minutes, and then we got the text message that there was a homicide on King Street. And then it was like, you might want to like make sure like the ones that you know from King Street are okay. And I was like, oh, okay. So I called, she doesn't answer. I called, she doesn't answer. And then like 2 seconds later calls me back, and then kind of tells me what happened.
So it was Jim who told you?
Yes.
Okay. Not you called, she didn't answer, and then Jim is the one who actually called you back and told you what had happened.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what she told you exactly?
She had just said, I couldn't really understand her because I started freaking out, and she was really, really scared. But it was like lines against. Saw a guy in a ski mask, killed Ethan, and then that's all I heard. And so then she
there you go.
Station.
So there's, you can stop.
Whoa!
Stop. So there's one bombshell.
That is, yeah.
Now remember, yes. Now remember, this is
It is a big one.
Spoke directly to Dylan. Okay, she's talking about Dylan. We know that, and she said Dylan told her that she saw a guy in a ski mask kill Ethan. That's what she said.
Yeah, right. And that's
so.
Right. Yeah. So let's go back and listen to that again, because the wording is.
That's one bombshell.
All right.
And like with his, we went back to, and then we were there for about like 20 minutes, and then we got the text message that there was a homicide on King Street. And then it was like, you might want to like make sure like the ones that you know from King Street are okay. And I was like, oh, okay. So I called, she doesn't answer. I called, she doesn't answer. And then like 2 seconds later calls me back and then kind of tells me what happened.
So it was Jim who told you?
Yes.
Okay. Not, you called, she didn't answer, and then Jim is the one who.
It's like a J.
Actually, stop for a second. So I'm sorry, I actually said that wrong. So she didn't speak directly to Dylan. She spoke, I believe she's talking about Jenna. So Dylan
I think so too.
Spoke to Jenna, and Jenna spoke to her. So
so
it's kind of like it's a little bit of a phone thing, hearsay. Did she get it right? But I mean, remember, this was December 1st. It was pretty close, so it is kind of like an alarming thing. Could she have got it wrong? Possibly, but
yeah. All right, let's keep listening.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what she told you exactly?
She had just said, I couldn't really understand her because I started freaking out and she was really, really scared. But it was like lines against, saw a guy in a ski mask, killed Ethan. And then that's all I heard.
It's a very odd thing to think about.
Yes.
So killed Ethan. Well, 4 people are murdered at the house. Why killed Ethan? Not only that, but the only person Dylan said she saw was Xana on the floor. She didn't even see Ethan. In fact, Hunter didn't see Ethan at first. So how does that the game of telephone become she saw Ethan get killed? That's a big.
She would have had to go into the room. I mean, there's no. I mean, how else would?
Yeah. Yep.
Or it's a horrible game of telephone and people are getting things mixed up. But it's something you can't ignore. She said she saw Ethan get killed. Yeah. And she doesn't say anybody else. She doesn't say Aunt Xana. She doesn't say any of the other people. She said she saw Ethan get killed.
Yep.
That's super interesting.
And so then she was like, we're going to the police station. And I said, do you want me to come get you? Do you want me to take you there? Like, what do you need? And she was like, no, it's okay. Someone's taking us. And then,
and hold on. Up here in the report, did they note that she said that something about seeing Ethan get killed?
That's what I was just trying to read.
Here's it all talking about being at the hotel. So here's the line where she found out about the murders, and then they're at the hotel later. So everything between B and C, she found out about the murders from this phone call, of which all this talk about Ethan being killed isn't because it jumps from when she finds out about the murders to later at 7:30 at night.
Right.
So where's all the discussion about what she's repeating? It all lines up with what you guys have been saying. Like, really? There's the gap. So they hear from her about the phone call. But all the stuff she talks about, how she saw Ethan get killed or was told that's not in the report.
Right. No, I don't know if they didn't include it because it's a hearsay.
Even so, don't they record?
Don't they record? Right. She's still right. They still could have noted it. Like she's claiming that such and such person stated right, and they could have verified it. Then you would verify it with Jenna.
All right, let's keep going.
We hung up, and then is also, so I went straight to his room, and he was with and he goes, I should check on, which is they're really good friends. I would consider like a close friend, but not like my like really, really, really good friend. And then
these interviews are almost worthless. There's so much redacted. You can't tell who the hell they're talking about or who they were talking to. It makes it extremely impossible to get anything. And I guess what is that is I don't know.
she's really upset and says, and we asked her, like, do you want us to come over? And she said, yeah. So, and drove to her apartment, and she lives in that. And I stayed there for about 5 minutes, and then I took a truck and was there with them all night until they, like, and a few of them got to go to the hotel after the police station.
Okay. What hotel was that again? Okay. Now, were they just wanting to just stay there and only be around like certain friends or anything like that? Or how did that, like, how did you get invited to hang out with them, or how did that go down?
Hold on. Yeah. Lav says, thank you for the gift, by the way. Did she say they lined them all up against the guy in the ski mask? I don't think that's what she was trying to say. What she was saying is it all lines up with what you guys already know. I think is what she was trying to say. What I heard all lines up with what you guys already know. That was what the lining them up. It wasn't suggesting that anybody was lined up in the house. I think she was just saying what I was told lines up with what you guys have been saying. Except for the whole part where she says she saw Ethan get killed. That does not line up with what that doesn't line up with fucking anything anybody said. Nobody said they saw fucking Ethan get killed. Right. So that part doesn't line up with any fucking thing they said.
And they didn't put that in the report either.
And they didn't put it in the report.
What a surprise.
And it doesn't line up with anything they said. All right, let's keep going.
So we were all at me, her roommate, and then eventually one of their good friends and her boyfriend came. Okay. But we were just like texting, all trying to get like make sure she was okay, and that we just really wanted to see her. And so then once they left the police station, they like was just like, you guys can come to the hotel. So we all just went as a group of us.
So it was a group of you guys. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Well, actually, it was only had left because he was like really upset and just wanted to be by himself. I want to say he left like before 5 p.m.
Okay.
And then me and drove to the hotel to meet up with them.
Okay. Around what time do you think that was when you got to the hotel?
I want to. I couldn't tell you exactly, but I do. I did get picked up at around 9:30. So, and I feel like I was there for like a while, so like maybe 7.
Okay.
6.
Who picked you up?
So my really good close friends. Do you want their last names?
Yes, please.
Okay, so, and I do have her phone number if you need it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That should give us some time to talk.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the big line right here, right? Somebody told detectives, was that Dylan, told detectives while she was at the hotel, told them she saw someone in the house wearing a ski mask and had made eye contact with them, but they didn't know what was going on because she was out of it.
How did you spell it?
And her phone number. And then I was also with, I can't, which is her phone number. Are you ready?
Yep. Okay, and these are the people who picked you up to go over there?
No, they picked me up from the.
Oh, gotcha. This is on the way home, or on the way back.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so they picked me up from.
Hold on one second. Make a note. Okay, how did you? I don't think I wrote it down when you said it. How did you get there? Who picked you up?
Drove in his car, so we just took his
You
card.
you wrote from there. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how you got back. So you said you're there for probably a couple hours, you think? Maybe from 7 to around 9, something like that. So tell us about just that whole experience while you were there. Start from the beginning.
Okay, so right when we got there, they were checking in, so we were able to like see him right from the get-go.
Okay.
They're all like very sad, obviously. They started crying more when they saw us. Then we went to the room, and they're with I don't know her last name, and her boyfriend, and then was also there.
Do you know Hunter's last name?
I know, like, I don't know them, but I always see them around, and they're always with I always saw them around, and they're really nice and stuff.
Okay.
So we're all in one room. They were just kind of discussing, like, okay, we need to tell this person, they don't know yet, and we need to tell this person, and they were just trying to figure out what they were going to do with, like, rides tomorrow, because they obviously all wanted to go home.
Okay.
So and went to another room because the police had like let them have like 6 rooms just in case like family needed to stay with them or whatever. And then I was in the room with me and for pretty much the whole night.
Awesome.
What are they redacting that for?
Yeah, something it sounded like I heard some whispering just before it went.
That's what I was going to say.
Did one of the officers want to ask her about this?
And was just pretty much on her phone the whole time. Didn't really talk too much either. We did.
I almost got I envisioned like one of the officers was telling the officer, ask her about this, and he kind of whispered it, and maybe he muted the phone so they could talk about what he wanted to ask her about. I'm guessing that could have been what it was. It's just what went into my head, but I have no clue because it's so heavily redacted to get to kind of guess what happened.
I don't want to like ask them any questions. Obviously, we just wanted to be there for them. But there are times where kind of mentioned some things that she experienced, or which was that she saw a guy with a ski mask when she was in the house the night that it happened. She mentioned that he made eye contact with her and didn't seem to care about her. Like he just it didn't faze her that they were like making eye contact. She also mentioned that she was
and this is funny. Somebody pointed out that what she says is it didn't faze her. What goes into the report is she didn't know what was going on because she was out of it. Is the devil in the details? Is saying it didn't faze her when he looked at her important wording compared to she didn't know what was going on because she was out of it? Sure, it seems like it's
words matter. Yes,
words matter. It didn't faze her has a completely different connotation.
Of course.
Then she didn't know what was going on because she was out of it. How did it didn't faze her get written to the report as because she was out of it? That's not what she said.
No,
unless she says it somewhere else. We'll keep listening.
Kind of like she didn't know if that had actually happened, or if she was just like out of it. Like
there you go. Okay, there you go. See,
know.
This is why I don't open my fucking mouth, because 2 seconds after I say something, it gets said. All right. Anyways,
it was kind of strange to me, just because when we were at, I had seen that obviously, and she had also said that she just wasn't really feeling like getting drunk, or it was really hard for her too, and she just like wasn't really feeling it, and she really wanted to leave and go to.
See there again.
So there you have, and again, this is a difficult thing. It's to me, it's not definitive. So Dylan says she doesn't feel like drinking. Does that mean that she didn't start feeling like drinking a little bit later on? The problem with it is Dylan seems to say that she was drinking like for fucking like 24 hours before this. Like
Yes.
she started drinking the day before and was drinking nonstop and was completely wasted. So that's hard to reconcile with. She looked sober to me and she said she didn't feel it and she didn't want to drink that night. So even if you do the whole, well, maybe she started drinking later, it doesn't coincide with the I was drinking like since the day before.
No.
No, it doesn't match. All right.
With us, but she did end up going with us, and I don't know where she went. If I don't know where she went at all, because she wasn't.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. And then,
do you know why she didn't go with you? Like, is there?
I don't. I kind of I didn't ignore her, but I was just like, oh yeah, we can go in a little bit. But she was very ready to go. She just did not want to be at night, so I think she kind of just ended up going home or something. I don't know.
Let me ask you this: when you guys actually left, was she still there, or had she already left? Because she was ready to leave, right? Based on what you're saying.
Yeah. I didn't see her. I didn't see her after. We kind of were just we'll go and just a little bit, maybe stay a little longer, and then I just didn't see her.
Okay, so when you guys left, it wasn't like you saw her and you left and she was still there. Like you guys just didn't see her anymore and you guys went.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay.
While this is redacted, and I'll pause it when it comes back on, do you know, should they have done a toxicology for alcohol on the survivors to see what state of intoxication they were in? Did that impact any part of their statements? I mean, then again, I guess 8 hours had already gone by when they were by the time they even called 911. So a lot of that alcohol would have been out of their system, but I don't know. I mean, here we are debating on whether or not, because it's a big, I'm still playing the video, by the way. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
If Dylan's point is, I can't remember details because I was wasted, but she was completely dead sober, that is a problem. Because the whole reason for I can't remember what happened is because I was so drunk, I don't remember. But if she wasn't drunk because she wasn't drinking, it's a major problem. But can you prove it if you only got one person saying she wasn't drinking that night, but Dylan says I was drinking all that night, and nobody can prove what state of intoxication the girls were in?
Well, if this thing goes to trial,
if it goes to trial,
to trial, she's going to be put on the stand.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So,
definitely.
And if I were a highfalutin lawyer defending Koberger, I'd get Yesie in there to say, was Dylan even drinking that night? No, she looked sober to me and she said she couldn't drink that night. I think she was sober. I'd make sure that was a part of the thing. Then how can you trust this person? Well, she's saying she's hammered, but somebody else is saying she didn't even drink that.
Well, not only that, remember what she said earlier on in the interview. Again, the stuff is redacted, but she's talking about Dylan. She says Dylan left after 10 minutes. And wasn't feeling it, wanted to leave, didn't feel like drinking. Right. So again, she still could she have been drinking back at home? Well, of course, but
this is how I want that trial to open up. Your Honor, before we begin, I'd like to play a song pretty much.
Oh boy.
The defense opens with pretty much.
Was she hanging out by herself?
Yeah. No, she was with she was in apartment for a while, and then we went to and she was in there with us, and she was just Ethan was talking to us, and it was just very chill and relaxing.
Okay, so I guess what I'm getting at was she participating in people's conversations and things, and she was just kind of bored and wanted to leave, or was she kind of absent even though she was there?
She was on the phone, and her and I would talk. That's when we had our conversation. We're just not really feeling it tonight.
Okay, so just uninterested. Seems like she was there, but I don't really want to do this. Kind of bored.
Yeah, she really wanted to go to, but then that didn't end up happening.
Okay. All right. So other than, so obviously you were hanging out with them in the hotel room, trying to console your friends and do the right thing and be there for them, and you'd made a trip to get them food. Once you guys and them especially, like in some of the other core group, once they checked in, did they go anywhere after that, or were they there at the hotel for the rest of the night that you know of?
They were, they were there, but from what she was like talking about through the whole day, and when we were at the hotel, she was like, "Hey, Zach, do you want to go with me?" And he was like, "Yeah." But then I had left around 9:30, so I don't know, like, whatever happened with, if, like, they ended up getting him, if he got a ride or anything like that. So. Okay.
So you were there till around 9:30, something like that. Anything else that anybody talked about it at all? What they'd heard, any other stories from, like, anything like that?
Yeah, they had mentioned that Kaylee was very, like, uncomfortable because she felt like she had, like, a stalker. They told me a story that one time that she was at Winco and she saw a guy, like, following her, and that when she went to her car, and her car was, like, parked, like, pretty down far, like, in the rows or whatever.
Okay.
And that when she, like, got in her car, the guy was, like, right there. Like, I don't know, like, how right there, but they mentioned that, like, she just, like, saw him, like, very close to her car.
Was she by herself?
What?
Was Kaylee by herself when that happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. And then ever since she, like, moved in, she always mentioned how, like, she felt very scared there. Like, she felt like someone was watching them. Like, she just, like, did not like the environment there because she felt very unsafe. And there was one time where she made a comment, like, if anyone, like, came to our house and, like, tried shooting us, like, I'd be the first.
And by the way, I digress for a moment. Kaylee's stalker, multiple times reported to police, multiple times reported by many people, all over the reports, is Kaylee possibly had a stalker. On top of that, you've got an individual who was walking around town with a knife all the time and threatened to do horrible things and has a crazy thing. Like, the list of possible weird actors around this town is enormous. And that should be, I know Hippler said, nope, can't talk about it because of whatever reason. Like, the jury should hear there are a lot of reasons to think there was weird shit happening around that house and around the girls that has nothing to do with Kohberger. So therefore, a reasonable person has to say, can I rule out it wasn't the stalker that's been stalking? Or can I explain that stalker is Kohberger? You can't explain it's Kohberger. So then, you have to, a jury has to hear how many people thought that the girls were being stalked. How many people saw this and that? How many people had alternate theories? To say that none of that can come into the courtroom because we've decided it's Kohberger and the only thing we're going to hear today is evidence of Kohberger and not alternative theories, then how do you ever get reasonable doubt if nobody's ever allowed to hear that there's other reasons to think somebody else did this?
Yeah, and that's a big one. That guy that was walking around with the knife or whatever, because the guy from the restaurant that said that he had told them that he had followed whoever it was, whether he's lying or not, he said he went to the house and he was in the house at some point.
Yeah.
Which is believable considering how easy it seems to be to get into that house.
Yeah.
It is believable.
Here's the thing. We got about 27 minutes left on this interview, and I usually wrap up in 15. So we're going to be going long. Do we just go ahead and finish this interview?
Yeah, finish it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just want to go because of where her room is. So she never, like, really, like, felt safe there.
And she would mention that often?
No, she just, like, mentioned it, like, once. She was just like, yeah, like, if anyone ever tried coming in here, like, I'd be the first one to go.
What?
That's
okay.
Odd.
That's weird wording.
Who brought up the stalking thing? Who was it who said that?
I want to say it was, and then they all kind of were just like, yeah, like, I feel like it was the only one talking, like, that when we're at.
Let me ask
and like sometimes would like chime in a little bit, but it was very like yes or no.
And
like,
it bothers me. I mean, you have to trust the investigators, but it bothers me. The person who brings up the stalking thing could be, you want to look into who's the one that brings up the stalking all the time, because maybe somebody's trying to maybe somebody who's involved in the crime is trying to throw off the scent by saying, oh yeah, Kaylee had a stalker. You should be looking at the stalker or whatever. So I would want to know who's the one who brings up Kaylee's stalker all the time. If that's one person bringing up the thing, then I would be curious why that person's the one bringing up the stalker angle all the time. But that's just me. But anyways.
Okay, let me ask you this. How well did you know, like, Kaylee and Madison and Ethan?
I didn't know Kaylee, like, at all. I only ever saw her at their house.
Okay.
I knew Maddie just because she introduced me, like, the first, like, tailgate our freshman year. She's really, like, everyone says, she was really sweet, very, like, welcoming. I would never, like, have, like, long conversations with her, but I was closest to Xana just because Xana's a very, like, outgoing, like, loves giving hugs when she sees people that she, like seeing, and she'd always, like, hug me and, like, get really excited when I come over. And then Ethan, I didn't really get close to him until he started dating Xana. And like that night that we were at, that's when like him and I, like, that's when like I actually had like a full on like conversation with him. So
how long had they been dating? Do you know?
Since last year during like the spring, I want to say.
Okay. Does like or are they currently dating anybody, or were they at that time? Or?
Yeah.
Awesome. This moment of silence is brought to you by Moscow Police Department. Actually, this is an Idaho State Police thing, but I think probably Moscow did the redactions.
But did you know if like Kaylee or Madison had boyfriends or anything like that?
Yeah, Maddie did have a boyfriend. His name's Jeff.
Do you know his last name?
Yes.
Okay, and then did you know if Kaylee had a boyfriend or anything, or?
I kind of like did. They always said like, yeah, like Kaylee has a boyfriend, but I never like would hear about him.
Okay, all right, and you never really hung out or talked to Kaylee unless you were at their house.
Yeah, like even then I would rarely see her there.
Okay, how often do you think you'd been in that house? Like, is it some place you'd been often because you knew, and stuff, or were you never really there that much? Like, how often would you say you were there?
I think pretty often, like twice every like week or so.
Okay, so
yeah,
I would call that often. Yeah, often enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like call or whatever to get inside? They'd unlock the door. Like, how were the doors unlocked? Like, how was a typical, if you just were going to go over there and hang out, how would that kind of go down?
I would always like call Jennifer to come like get me before I even got to the door, just because like I didn't want to like walk upstairs by myself with everyone there.
Gotcha.
Or like they just always just open it for me. I know that from what I experienced, they were picky about the door code. Like, not even at it, or like they like barely gave it to her. So I don't even know if like even like really has it. I just remember that was like a conversation at one point.
Gotcha.
Like a while ago.
Gotcha. So they were trying to do the right thing and keep their house as secure as they could.
Yeah, like they never were just like, oh, like you can just open it yourself.
Was there?
See, and
That's bullshit. Yeah.
And
Stop
again, this is-
that for and that's interesting because we have other friend interviews.
Everybody had the door code.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
And the
Everyone
sliding
had
glass
the
door was
code.
always unlocked.
Right.
The house was wide open all the time. It was a It
Yep.
was a party house. The house was unlocked all the time. People,
Right.
30 plus people had the door.
Right.
The front door
Didn't
code.
and
Right.
one of the interviews you covered, like I forget who it was. One it was like a week or so ago. They said that it wouldn't be uncommon to find some random like drunk person that they didn't even really know too well because they had parties all the time. So
Right. So again, it's what story do you believe?
yeah.
Anyways, let's keep going.
Not to get anybody in trouble or anything like that. When you were there, was it like just a big party house, or was it just kind of like occasionally? But was it a well-known party house? Like, kind of describe how that place was.
I would say they definitely had people over a lot. My friend is in a very like well-known fraternity, so like they would have people over quite a bit.
Okay.
But it was never like every single day there was a party. It was like they had their close friends over on the weekdays, and then on weekends they like would have something like here or there, like every other weekend.
Okay. Let me ask you this: of the times that you've been over there, I would assume you've gone over for some parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Of the parties that you've been to, where it's not just like the close friends, but like where there's people over there, were there ever any like issues, altercations, fights, things getting broken?
Stuff here we go.
Remember? People
no.
getting kicked out, like, hey, don't come back here.
No.
Okay, so even though it was
There
a
was-
party, it was pretty respectful, so to speak.
Yeah, like there would be times where like obviously like I'm sure you're aware like some fraternities don't like each other, so there'd be times where there'd be a majority of like, and like if they saw someone like, oh, this guy's not very like, they would kind of like, they'd make it well known, but they would never kick anyone out, and everyone would still like hang out with each other and vibe. It was just like they would talk about it, like, oh, if you see the guy who's here or whatever.
Okay. Was there a party there that Saturday night?
No, but on Friday they had their Pi formal, and so everyone went over to their house. Like quite a bit of people went over to do like a pregame before we went to the formal.
Oh, okay, I got you. So not that Saturday night, but the Friday night they had some people over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else about the place in general that you can tell us that maybe sticks out? Or I'm not necessarily talking about Saturday. I just mean things that happen or go on there.
I don't know.
Or things that
Yeah,
you've heard them talk about.
Other than that, like they just felt like someone was like constantly watching them,
Now, they all felt that way?
or just like would mention that a lot.
Do you know why she would say that? Like, did she ever tell you
like-
about or like give you an example?
Yeah, she just
That's interesting.
like weird. Like it was kind of like a feeling for her, and like where their living room area was, they had like no like.
What was weird, Robin?
It's weird that they always felt like someone was watching them.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember,
Like-
I think Nancy Grace on her show said that Koberger used to sit outside on a cinder block, looking in the windows, doing the slow stroke while watching the girls. So
Yeah,
or
he
something
did.
close to that.
Yeah, while he held the while he had dog treats in his hand.
Right.
Right. He was training the dog. Yeah.
You can just imagine that he sat outside that window watching.
What's it called? Like a curtain where like the front door is, like where you can like see from outside to the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt that way. I was always kind of like weirded out that we could like see, like I could see people before I would even go in.
Oh, you mean like
there's-
no blinds or something like that?
Yeah, like it was very like open, I guess.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Anything? Let's go back to the hotel stuff. Before you left, Was there any other stuff that was talked about or anything brought up about that night or about the person that saw? Any description of what she saw? Anything like that?
She just mentioned that she saw a guy with a ski mask on, like a black ski mask.
Okay.
And she mentioned that was the one that saw Xana in the room.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Okay, so she didn't talk about the, like, when she woke up that morning after or anything like that?
I remember read a message out loud from, like, after we all got the homicide text message, kind of like text, like, hey, like, are you alive? Like, totally, like, not thinking this could be my own friends. And she was just like, yeah, but Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee are. So that was the only thing that I could.
Okay, but that was from that earlier that day. Okay. Okay. Anything else in your opinion that sticks out to you from that night, from the hotel, from their house, anything? I don't care how small you think it is. Anything else that sticks out to you that you think we should know?
I mean, like, during the party, Ethan and Xana had, like, so it's called the Lodge, and then if you go up some stairs, you can, like, oversee everyone.
Okay.
And at one point, like, went up there by themselves and just kind of, like, was watching everyone dance and hang out. So maybe
that reminds me, and it being a receipts show, we don't talk about this a lot, but when Sue from Revelation Tarot was saying she did a tarot reading, and she said there was something about them looking down on other people from a loft or something like that, or up high someplace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When she's talking about the lodge, there's a place you can go up there, and they were just looking down over all the people. I was like, that's kind of weird. Just one of those weird, like, it's weird how something's kind of stick out to you, but
I don't know, someone could have maybe gone mad that they, I don't know, did that or whatever. They were very in love and, like, just, you know, didn't know, like.
Okay. All right. And as far as you can tell, I know you said you really only met Ethan that night, but he seemed in a good mood, pretty jovial, having a good time.
Yeah. Anytime I'd go over, he was always there, and he was always very, like, would love to talk to everyone and, like, starting conversations. So
okay. And
he was always.
And Xana was in a good mood that night, you know, having fun.
Oh yeah, she was.
No drama, I guess is what I'm getting at. You didn't see anybody have any drama or anything like that.
No.
Okay. All right. What's that?
I got a couple things.
Yeah, fire away, dude.
Hey, this is Cody again. Hey, I just got a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
So some of these questions are going to kind of be, there's really no other way to ask them than bluntly. But I kind of wanted to like go back and remind you, like, we don't care about underage drinking or drug use or any of that kind of stuff. And so as far as drug use goes, I know it's a college town. There's a lot of drugs. Do you know anybody or you know that use drugs just for partying, whether it be party drugs or marijuana or anything else like that?
Yeah, I do actually. There would be a few times where would mention that, like, and because everyone would kind of go to Xana's room, and she'd always just mention, like, yeah, they're, like, doing cocaine.
Real quick, I know. I heard the cocaine with the back.
Yep.
Just as I get ready to pause, I
yep.
would go to the bedroom and do cocaine. And I'm like, I hit pause. Wrong time to pause. We'll go back in a second. But real quick to answer the question, because Kim Charlton was asking if I thought that if Kohberger does get a trial, do you think it'll take years? No, I think it'll be quick. And the reason being is you have to weigh the idea that Kohberger's already been in jail for 3+ years. If he's possibly wrongfully convicted, making him wait years more is more of an injustice. I feel like they'll if they really think he has a case, I think they'll push it sooner than later, because he's already spent so much time in jail for something. I think it would compound the problem. But that's the reason I said that. But all right, so let's go back to they go upstairs and do cocaine, which I just kind of I can't micro back up 10 seconds. I gotta so it's one. Okay, let me see. Do my best to go back just a hair. Okay. Ugh. Okay, I think I went too far. Good enough.
Okay.
So some of these questions are going to kind of be, there's really no other way to ask them than bluntly. But I kind of wanted to just kind of go back and remind you, we don't care about underage drinking or drug use or any of that kind of stuff. And so as far as drug use goes, I know it's a college town. There's a lot of drugs. Do you know anybody
funny,
or that use drugs just for partying, whether it be party drugs or marijuana or anything else like that?
Yeah, I do actually. There would be a few times where would mention that and because everyone would kind of go to Xana's room and she'd always just mention they're doing cocaine, and I was just oh, okay,
this is what see, and this is the part that bothers me. This is the part.
Yeah.
People have a desire to make people heroes, especially after they die in a thing. So all of a sudden, all of the kids that got murdered were all saints. They didn't do anything wrong. They weren't into drugs. They were good people. And then shame on you if you mention that they did do drugs, even though drugs were found in the house and there's all the talks about drugs and friends are talking about doing no, they were all innocent little sheep. They did nothing wrong. They never did any drugs. And you're a piece of shit for saying it. But this is not the only person that talked about them doing drugs. But anyways, so for what it's worth, my rant's over.
But she claims the cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine in particular. Yeah.
She would use it, or Ethan would use it, or anyone. But I know they would go to her room, and she was always in there, and Ethan would be in there. But there'd be a few of them, and I know that girlfriend, she does cocaine as well. So.
Okay. And so was it you mentioned it was Xana's?
We're getting rapid fire questions at the end. Do I think that he will walk because of the IgG? So first of all, it's such a hard, I want to give you an honest answer. The deck is stacked against Kohberger. He's got to get Hippler to even listen to his post-conviction relief. And by the way, I haven't said this for a while, so I'll try to be brief. And brevity is not my strong suit. More than likely, in my opinion, Hippler's going to deny Brian Kohberger's post-conviction relief. He's going to say, "You stood in my courtroom. You told me yes, you did it.
Yeah.
I give you every opportunity to say you weren't coerced. So now you're changing your mind. I don't want to hear it, and it's denied." He has, I think, 30 days to make a decision, of which the decision will probably be, I'm going to dismiss Brian Kohberger's request because I gave him every opportunity. If Hippler does that, once Hippler denies Brian Kohberger's request, Kohberger then, and any attorney that he might be able to secure by then, will have 20 days to respond back to Hippler's denial. So they can say, no, you should consider it, and whatever. And so there's 50 days right there that can be used up just deciding whether or not they're going to even listen to it. And then if they do listen to it, it's still an uphill battle, because then we have to prepare for some hearings. So there'll be hearings, and the hearings will take place to see if there's enough evidence to really go to trial. So that's going to take some time. And so yes, there is one possibility that if the prosecution loses the primary piece of evidence, all the IgG, the Brian Kohberger's DNA was at the crime scene. If they lose Brian Kohberger's DNA is at the crime scene, they don't have a case, in my opinion. So if they lose that, then that could be game over, and he could just walk. There's a scenario in which that could happen. If they and I think they could. I think they could lose the DNA.
Yeah.
So if they lose the DNA, the case is pretty much over. But in my opinion, but we'll see.
Room. So was Xana maybe the one that would usually have it, or
I don't know. Okay. Just the way be oh yeah, don't go in there. They're kind of they're doing cocaine. It always just sounded like it was Xana's and a group of them doing it or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Do you have any idea where they would be getting it from?
Oh shit! Now I'm all over the place.
No idea. I don't do it. I don't care for it. I don't like look into it or anything.
Yeah, for sure. What about anything other than, and so do you know?
Sorry,
I know you said you didn't really know.
Hold on,
Kaylee.
See, that could have gone disastrously. I'm sharing my screen. I don't even know what's on my screen. But Amanda sent me a document link. I clicked on the link to see it. It took over my other screen. Then I'm trying to get it off the screen because I don't want everybody to see what Amanda sent until I look at it. And then I'm like, oh shit, now I'm showing everybody with my pants down. Like, who knows what could have just happened right there. So let's just finish this up.
Very well. Do you know if she used cocaine or any drugs on occasion?
No, she didn't really. Yeah, and if just like my personal opinion, she doesn't look like she would.
Okay. What about Madison?
I think she maybe would try it, but she's very like. Maddie was a very like clean girl aesthetic, like very like likes to work out and take care of herself, and like loved everything very organized. So I don't see her doing it at all.
Okay. And then Xana and Ethan obviously, would party a little bit with that.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear anything? Did ever say anything else besides cocaine, like any other types of drugs?
No.
Okay. And then what about? Do you know if she?
No, I don't. That I know of, she's never mentioned it or anything.
Okay. Okay, and then also on top of that, and this is just kind of a, when you put a lot of girls in a house, we all went to college. Like I had lots of roommates and all that kind of stuff. And was there like, do you know like what this person was the dirty one and this person was the super clean one that was always cleaning up the messes, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's always, it's almost impossible not to have some sort of like little tensions and pet peeves about each other when you live together like that. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I know that Xana was always very like, okay, like who didn't do their chore? Like she was very like, let's keep our house clean, like do your stuff, guys. Like she was always like that.
Okay.
But I never mentioned like them like, oh my gosh, like I had the worst day ever. Like my roommates did it. Like it was never like that. I think they all got along very, very well.
Okay, so no major rifts or issues between them.
There was no no drama at all. It was always just like.
If I don't remember when Hippler's term is up, if that's true, if Hippler's term is up January 4th, 2027, I'm not saying you're not right. I just don't remember. But if his term is up, that's really interesting because I don't think the trial will happen until Hippler retires then.
Right.
Now, will Hippler renew himself for another term and stay on to oversee his case? Maybe. We'll see. But it's interesting.
Could you chore? If you're gonna leave your leftovers, like don't let them get moldy, like that kind of stuff. But
yeah, okay. And then the other one too is, or the other question is around relationships. And I know that sometimes people can cheat on other people, or they can have side pieces or things like that. You know what I mean? Do you know anything like that? Do you know if any of the girls had side pieces, or like if they had booty calls that they could call every once in a while, or were you ever really involved in any kind of did you have that type of knowledge about? I mean, maybe because it sounds like you were pretty good friends with her, but you mentioned she didn't have a boyfriend though, right?
Yeah. So there was never like drama with boys or like boyfriends. Xana and Ethan had a very good relationship. So did Maddie and her boyfriend. I never, like I said, I wasn't close with Keely, but they never mentioned like, oh my gosh, Keely and her boyfriend got a really big fight. They never said anything like that.
Well, we're
Almost there.
Riveting.
Okay,
We're-
so nothing
yeah.
like crazy drama, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no, never.
they're hard questions to ask and they're hard questions to answer, especially, you know, after something like that, because
Yeah.
nobody wants to talk bad or nobody wants to talk about the dirty side of things. You know what I mean? But in order to get an entire picture of everything going on, those kind of questions have to be asked, and they, you know, that as hard as they are, they got to be answered. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, makes sense. But no, I would never say like anything bad. The only thing that is like odd was that there was a guy who was like really, really, really liked Xana for a very long time, and she had maybe she probably thought about dating him at one point. But then she got with Ethan. His name's he's a kind of like, I think he's gotten quite a bit of trouble with his house. So I'm not really sure if he's really is or not. But from what I know, he's always been nice to me. But he did really, really like Xana.
Okay.
That's the only thing like that I can think of. And Maddie was she obviously had her boyfriend. I think she might have at times come off really flirty, like when she's drunk, but she never like cheated on her boyfriend or anything.
Okay. And you mentioned has a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know anything about their relationship or anything like that?
No.
You notice in the report they don't put anything about the cocaine or anything.
No,
Yeah,
It's not
right,
in there.
right.
No.
Look, all
And-
for like the last 15 minutes, none of that's been in there.
Right, and where is this about?
Okay, but she
some
didn't
guy
have
that
anybody
like
that was
yeah.
like super interested in her.
Yeah, like a
some
guy,
guy,
that's
some
really
guy like
interested in
Xana. Yeah,
right?
that's not in there.
Nothing about the cocaine. Nothing about. There's so much that's missing. They go from the houses, you know, you don't give out the key card to everybody, to a place that we haven't heard yet, which is at the very end. And there's been a good solid, seems like 10 minutes of discussion that just didn't make it into the notes at all. Anyways.
Or anything like that during that you know of, at least.
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, I know this was like over an hour now that we've been talking, so I really appreciate your time that you've given us and all the answers that, you know, all the stuff and the tough answers and drug use and sex and all that kind of stuff. I know that's tough, but
Yeah, this
Yeah.
question's interesting. Would a gag order go back on? Here's the thing: the cat's out of the bag on a lot of this stuff because of the stuff that's been unsealed already. So that's not going to stop what's already been put out. They might stop releasing stuff, but they can't put the cat back in the bag once it's out. In fact, they might use that as an argument of, well, we can't get a fair trial because too much has been released now, and the whole world's watching, and everybody's made an opinion, and try to do that maneuver. But anyways, but yeah.
I guess the only other question I really have is, like, do you have any idea, like, who could have done this and why?
I haven't like thought about that because like thinking that it could be like someone that I know like is really scary. But I don't know. I don't know anyone in my life that would have the heart to do that. But people can be crazy, obviously. So.
Okay.
But I really don't. There was this time where I emailed my. So I said that in the tip, which I don't know if you guys need to know that again or whatever, but.
What was his? I don't know if I read that part in here.
Yeah.
Is it in here?
I can so his name's.
Oh my
It's in here. Sorry, I must have missed it there for a second. Yeah. Okay.
So let's kind of talk about that for a quick second. I know you probably want to get off the phone at this point, but why did that creep you out a little bit, like to the point that you had to mention it in the tip?
Just because, like, I had mentioned in the email that, like, that I was going home because, like, somewhere, like, my good friends were involved and whatever, and he was just like, don't feel bad at all, like, don't stress about it. I also live on King Street, so I'm shaken up about it. So, I don't know. I just, like, to me, like him mentioning that he lived on King Street, he could have, like, seen something, he could have heard something, he could have potentially, like, see them when they're in the living room or whatever. So it just kind of, I should probably tell someone just in case he might have seen something. Or
So that was after Saturday that he had mentioned that?
he mentioned it in an email I sent him on, I want to say, Sunday night.
So afterwards?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have his number because he's probably got to get a hold of him, or is that no?
No, I have his, like, student email, like what I email him on, if you want to know that.
Yeah, I'll take his email.
Yeah, we're gonna do a watch party tomorrow.
Yeah.
At 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 Eastern, on Discord.
Yeah, and just, like, in class, he always seemed very, like tired. Like, his eyes were always really red, and he would, like, his hair was, like, never, like, done. It was, like, messy. Like, he just, like, he'd always be, like, stressed out in our classes. But that was, like, from not just, like, recently.
Like he just woke up or something?
Yeah, like, he just seemed very, like, just, like, really out of it in our classes. But he was a good teacher, actually.
Okay. Real quick, did you ever hear anything about a break-in or a home invasion at house?
No.
Okay.
I did not.
Never heard anything about that? Okay.
No.
Okay. Well, hey, again, we want to thank you for your time. I can't thank you enough for being willing to talk to us. We're obviously trying to work everything we possibly can. If you think of anything in the future, you can always call this number or text it. It doesn't matter. It's a work cell phone. So if you think of something or if you hear something, and just assume that we don't know it. Okay, don't be like, oh, well, they probably know that already. We would rather you call in and us be like, yes, we do know that. Thank you, and then you not. So,
Okay.
And did you have any questions from us? We probably won't be able to tell you too much stuff, but
I don't think I have questions. I think I trust you guys that you're getting it done.
Hey, do you? I forgot. I had one more question for you. Do you know anybody? Do you know anybody else that would have like, a very intimate knowledge on, just like all the different personal relationships and how close, like Kaylee and Madison and kind of all those questions that I was asking you at the end. Like, you have to obviously be very good friends with people to kind of have that kind of information and have that knowledge. Is there anybody that you can think of that you'd be like, maybe you should give this person a call? They might know some more about that, that type of very inner private circle.
Yeah. I do know my friend who picked me up from the hotel. She saw like Maddie and Kaylee at the bars, and she had mentioned that like they kind of like caught up on life a little bit because they both lived in and she just mentioned she saw them, they caught up a little bit, and it was just like really nice, like little like talk. So that could be something if you guys need that.
Okay,
yeah,
so
you gave us her number, right? That was the
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so So it'd probably be worth maybe giving her a call and just and having to chat with her.
Yeah, maybe just say like, yeah. She just said that she had like a long conversation, like quite a long conversation with them, so she might have been able to like catch anything.
Okay, that night at the. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very, very much again.
All right. Well, thanks
what I loved is like the beginning of the interview. So he's like, well, I got to write everything down, and he's being so intricate, right? But then leaves out
so
some of
much
the big
left
things.
out.
Yeah.
Right. Like they're doing drugs, they're doing cocaine in Xana's room. It doesn't even make it into the report. Doesn't it? Like, well, yeah, I mean, everybody liked to go to Xana's room to do cocaine. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that out of the report. So anything else, though, that we can leave out of this report? Like somebody says, like Davey says, is there anything else we can leave out of this report? Yeah. Wow. It's amazing watching side by side. That was fun about that part, watching side by side of how many things were said that didn't make the report or how things were reworded that made the report. It makes you wonder a little bit about it. I hate critiquing everybody's every moment and decision because we all make mistakes.
Mistakes will be made or something maybe transcribed like a certain bit, but like leaving out a 10-minute conversation is weird. It's just strange to me.
All right, we went a little long tonight. Thank you all for watching. It sounds like some of you, like, I really appreciate this. Some of you said, I've watched this interview 4 times now. I don't even know why you would watch it again. Although, thank you for watching it with us. And that's one thing is, for me, my life is so busy that it's hard for me to find time to watch this interview on my own. So if I have to suffer, you have to suffer with me kind of thing. And then again, the great part is now when I have seen it and you're all talking about it, I'm like, yeah, I saw that for myself and here's my opinions, instead of being like, well, I haven't watched that one yet. It's on my to-do list. So in a way, it's great for the Crimes After Dark to do these live dives and stuff like that. Again, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 Eastern, I'm going to try to be on my Discord channel. We haven't created the link, or did we create the link for it? We had to create a link for a watch party. I don't know. Well, look at the announcements channel because we'll announce it for there for sure. The announcements channel will announce where we're going to have the watch party. And then you might want to check that out if you want to watch the Netflix thing. I expect there to be some kind of boom moment in the Netflix special. But I could be wrong.
Well, even I mean, in the preview of it, I mean, in the preview of it that they show, one of the things that I saw, I think it was even in the although a lot of stuff was, facts were wrong, even in the AMC thing. They interviewed Dallinger and a bunch of the cops. So like right away that that thing went out from the college. So some people like weren't even maybe 100% sure what was going on or whatnot. And they all, it went out right away that there were 4 homicides. So, but we think most of the fraternity, sorority, there was a whole bunch of chats going around. I believe that people knew it by 9 a.m., 9 to 9:30 a.m. I think a lot of people had already known something went down.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully for the watch party. If not, you'll get to get our recap of what we thought about the Netflix special on Crimes After Dark tomorrow night. That'll be the focus tomorrow night, is our reaction to the Netflix special coming out late tonight, early morning, depending on where you are in the US or the world. And then we will talk about it tomorrow night on Crimes After Dark.
Yeah.
All righty. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, Robin and Amanda for the thing, and all the mods out there, Yesie, and all the other people behind the scenes that are doing stuff. And thank you all. Have a great night.
Good night.